And obviously we go 8 of 31 from three. They make 15. The three-point line was a big part of tonight as well. But, I'll start with me. We've lost 4 games in a row, and I'm never going to this guy, that guy. How about me as a head coach, not doing my job to the best of my ability? And that's what I challenge over our guys. We haven't lost 4 in a row in a long time. And it's really easy, to be together and say family when you win. But when you're losing games, can you stay together? And do you have the balls, do you have the courage to go home and look in the mirror and say, what can I be doing better to help this team? And Sacramento, Memphis, Houston, no one's going to feel sorry for us. And so we put ourselves in this hole, and we only have ourselves to pull ourselves out of it. And I look forward to seeing how we respond.
Is the season over? But we just don't know it. Credit to my guy Ryan Blackburn for throwing that out there. He wrote about it today, so I thought that was kind of cool. And I'll tell you how Jokic was in a little bit after the game. But how about that question?
Who, by the way, had another monster game and a loss.
I was just looking at it. It's insane. I mean, 41, 15, 13. Only +1, though. I mean, it was rough sledding out there. Yeah, you lost by 5. We can get into it, but is the season over and we just don't know it?
Yeah. I mean, what are we defining as a season? Any chance of winning a championship? Yeah, it feels like that's over. Especially if there's long-term concerns about Jamal Murray's health. Yeah, it's toast, man. It's over. Look, these guys, you got a lot of individuals right now that are all doing their deal, and you see the fractures dividing all over the place. I guess, like, the only hesitation that maybe Scotty's having here, look, you got Nikola Jokic. You get lucky. Jamal Murray comes back. It's a hell of a starting 5. They don't have a ton of on-court time together this year, but do they really need all that time? Probably not. So you still cross your fingers, you hope and pray. But, I mean, come on. Yeah, it feels like it's over.
Well, you've got and plus minus is plus minus. Once again, your entire bench was all in the minus, and a lot of them big. You had 4 of your 5 starters in a losing game. You lost by 5. 4 of your 5 starters were plus. So
True.
You have Joker with 41, 15, and 13. If AG or Porter, Porter's 1 of 9 again from the 3-point line. I know he got aggressive and got a couple layups and a tip dunk. That's great, but he got paid to do not go 1 of 9. He goes. Guess what? He goes 3 of 9, which is still below a season average. Guess what you do? You win the game. AG I think had 5 points.
Yep.
So with Murray out. And listen, Christian was phenomenal, although I thought he, late in the game when he's supposed to have a dribble handoff, he tries to go under the screen and, confuse a big turnover. Why are you going under? It's a DHO, over the top. But
DHO stands for what?
Dribble handoff.
Dribble handoff.
Yeah.
Where you go
DHO,
around.
yeah.
So Jokic has the ball there. He's trapped. He makes a bad pass to Russ, but you're not putting that on Jokic?
No, that was a bad pass.
Like everything got messed up.
But if you know the play, to dribble handoff, the guy's supposed to come over the top. He's supposed to get it. The offside wing is supposed to come up high also. So Joker threw it to where he thought Russ was going to be. Russ curled a little tighter.
Gotcha.
It's still his decision. It's still Joker's turnover.
It's muscle memory for Jokic.
Yeah,
this is where this goes.
But it's still 2 guys that kind of, Russ curled it a little bit, and for some reason maybe – the only thing I can think of is Christian didn't see that he picked up his dribble and thought he was going to give him pick and roll because there was no reason for him to be low, and that busted up the original play. So, and then Joker turned and threw it, and all of a sudden Russ had gone more inside instead of outside.
So
wait, is the season over?
Yeah.
No, you still got 3 games left in the playoffs.
Okay.
Well,
what does that mean?
I mean, is it over? Is the expectations of success as high as they once were for me? No, absolutely not. I'm a realist, and I know, and I feel they got issues.
Their inability to close games at home is disturbing, and this ain't what they used to be. They used to always finish guys out, especially scoring 120 points at home. Are you kidding me? There was always a way they would figure this out. And now they're always coming up just a little bit short.
Yeah. Last 6 games of Joker. Pretty good numbers right there on the screen behind us. How many of them games did they lose and weren't able to close out?
We can go through it.
There's 5 of the last 7, right?
We just go 4. We know they lost the last 4.
All right.
Or 5 of the last 6.
All right, we'll just go to the last 4. Last night, Golden State, the one before that, the 61-point game.
Minnesota.
Was that?
Oh, it was Spurs and then
Spurs
Minnesota.
in the 27-14. Also, Minnesota didn't close it out. So we'll go the last 4 games. How many minutes did Murray play in those games?
Well, 0. He hasn't been around.
Well, there's your closeout. So when you say, hey, in fact, Dougie Strauss sent me a thing. He goes, I think the Nuggets, like the Rockies, both teams needs a closer. And that's probably true.
We have literally said for weeks this team will go as far as Jamal Murray goes because we've said Jokic is 28, 12, and 10 no matter what. And frankly, even better of late, but okay. Well, if you don't have Jamal, the season is over. I mean, I think it's really actually kind of that simple. Look what was going on yesterday. Jalen Pickett starting. Jalen Pickett was closing. They took Russ Westbrook out with about 6.5 to go, and it was Jalen Pickett. Westbrook didn't go back into that game until there was less than a minute to go in that game. He closed with Jalen Pickett. You thought they would never, that was ridiculous and whatever, blah, 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 blah. Well, yeah, I see where you're coming from, but that just happened yesterday. And I don't think it was Russ's fault. And Jalen Pickett was fine, but he had a costly turnover late in the game, too. It all fell apart.
But to me, it goes back to what I said. My biggest fear and concern at the beginning of the year when we first started talking Nuggets basketball is what is the bench going to be? What are they going to do? And
well, your best guy off the bench was Russell Westbrook. But he was minus 14 and plus minus. So where is he defensively when he is the season over? It probably is, unless you get Jamal Murray back. And I don't know if they're going to get Jamal Murray back.
Why can't they just play a hint of defense? Like seriously,
nobody knows.
I mean, I thought Michael Malone.
An easy question.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, I know Michael Porter Jr. can't play defense. He's on the court a lot, so I know that hurts.
Is even when Jamal here, is he a great one-on-one defender?
Nope.
AG with that, and I'll say this about AG: he looked healthy last night.
Nah, he ain't been healthy the whole year.
So has he been able to stay in front of people, lateral movements?
Is that why he's shooting so much?
I
mean, rather than attacking, like
I think that injury is significant, and I think he lost a lot of explosiveness. And I think he can sit out there and kind of do that little jumper set shot.
Where's my
it's
AG
easier.
in the paint? Where's that dude?
Well, and I think that's injury related. To be honest with you, I really. But anyway, he doesn't have that lateral movement. Listen, you had to take Christian Brown off of whoever he was guarding, their big star Halliburton.
Well, they shut him down
to put him on McConnell because McConnell's killing you. Because you didn't have anybody coming on that could guard McConnell. Right? I mean, so all of a sudden I look up and McConnell hits like 3 or 4 baskets in a row. All of a sudden, next time down, guess who's on it? Christian Brown.
Well, there you go. Well, the Halliburton, they did shut down Halliburton.
Yeah. But I think Christian's fine. Joker's great on hedging, but guess what? If it gets to the rim, now it's either if he's back there, he's not a rim protector. It's not what he's going to do.
Mm-hmm.
And if he's out hedging and they get the ball moved and on the roll of the basket, weak side stands and watches. So it to me, it's easy. Now, I'll say this. I don't think you have the individuals this year to play great defense. You couldn't have afforded KCP, but if he had you, I think he probably get you 4 more wins than you got right now just by his presence defensively. But you didn't replace that guy. You didn't replace anybody that can play defense like that. And timely threes. Now, I thought Christian last night stepped up and hit some big threes and big moments.
And all 3 of them.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
But you didn't replace Bruce Brown defensively. You didn't replace KCP defensively. You got Christian and AG, but AG ain't the same guy with the leg hurt. So you went from 4 defenders, perimeter defenders, when you won a championship to really just 1 right now.